From Omega Products International in Corona, California, it's time for 3, 2, 1 Boxing, the monthly boxing feature brought to you by Thompson Boxing Promotions in its 20th year of business. Thanks for joining us. I am Beth Duran, joined as always by the partner, the one and only Doug Fisher, editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine. Doug, we're still, during this pandemic, still no fans, but Thompson Boxing was able to salvage a card. Before you get going, Doug, and hello, by the way, you look good. Look dapper.
Thank you very much. I'm glad my gloves match the jacket.
Yeah. Normally, I have everything prepared and memorized on who the show is. I am using a cheat sheet right now because this card was salvaged, and great job by Alex Campanova and the entire boxing team to salvage this card because it was supposed to be Michael Dutchover, a talented young fighter for Thompson and Band Promotions. Supposed to be Richard Brewer, up-and-comer. But, Doug, of the 6 names that we are going to see tonight, none of them were supposed to be on the card except for Lázaro Vargas. 5 fighters had to fall out. This is a perfect epitome of 2020, where if you're a young fighter, stay ready because you're going to get a call.
Absolutely. Listen, 2020 has been a lost year for so many professional boxers of all levels, but especially the up-and-comers, folks who are not signed to a major promoter, folks who are at the club level, folks who are waiting to make their pro debut, like the fighters in our opening bout. The fighters in our main event, Mercado and Sanchez.
Israel Mercado and Mike Sanchez.
Yeah, they're among the lucky ones. They fought at Top Rank's bubble over the summer. They had to face unbeaten fighters, and they're willing to face an unbeaten fighter again just to get 2 bouts in 2020 because it's very rare, and they realize how lucky they are to have this opportunity.
And I'm really happy that we have a card, and I'm going to say, look, I'll be completely honest. You know this, when we interact with you on the YouTube and the Facebook page, we are very honest. We interact with you. We tell you, look, if there was no fight tonight, we're not getting paid. So I'm happy and glad we have a fight, and same thing for the fighters. Because they're getting paid.
They're getting paid, and they're getting a platform. They're getting exposure, and they can go from nobody to somebody.
And Doug, and that is the case for tonight. All 6 fighters are independent. None of them are promoted by Thompson Promotions, which now is an opportunity for them to open up some eyes.
Yes, it's a showcase. It's an audition, if you will.
Yeah, so the main event will be Israel Mercado against Mike Sanchez, 2 undefeated fighters from the Inland Empire. Then Esteban Munoz against Macario del Castillo. And then the opening bout, kids making their pro debut, Lázaro Vargas and Cel Martinez. Interact with us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. Use the hashtag 321Boxing. And if you're watching us for the first time, it's a different broadcast. We really do make this for you. The 3rd member of our crew is Jessica Rosales, and you notice we have the gloves. Everybody here has been tested a lot of times during the COVID. They've taken the test. Everybody is negative inside this bubble. Jessica Rosales has more on the protocol and on tonight's fights.
All right, Doug and Beth, thank you guys so much. And of course, we are excited to be having boxing here on this Sunday night. But we just want everybody to know that we are still taking COVID-19 very seriously. And although there are some things that you can see, such as we're all wearing the black gloves, that we do have people here that are wearing masks. You know, even our broadcast team, we do have our masks with us, and we are putting them on as soon as we are off camera. We want to let you guys know some of the precautions that we are taking behind the scenes. Now, all of our fighters, their teams, even the broadcast team, our promotions team, everyone here has taken a COVID-19 test, and of course they've come out negative to be allowed here in the vicinity tonight. Right there, you can see everyone getting those tests done right there. But also we're doing some frequent temperature checks. So of course getting those checked, you know, in the day, throughout the day, and of course before entering the building. And as you can see, we have disinfected the entire ring. Now that's all happened before anybody got into the building. You'll also see those teams working in between fights and, of course, keeping us safe. So we do want to say thank you to all those that are helping to keep us safe during COVID-19. Now, we do know that we are very excited for the fights tonight, and we want to talk about the main event. Now, in that main event, it is scheduled to go 8 rounds, but the exciting thing about this lightweight division fight is we have 2 undefeated fighters, and you've got Israel Mercado, who has a record right now of 8-0, 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout, and we have Mike Sanchez with a record of 6-0, 2 of those wins coming by KO. In our co-main feature, though, we want to talk about those super bantamweights. Oh, sorry about that. In our co-main feature, we've got the welterweight division. We've got Esteban Munoz and Macario del Castillo. That fight scheduled to go 4 rounds tonight. I got a little excited there talking about those super bantamweights because they're going to be opening the night of fights tonight. And of course, both of those guys are going to be making their pro debut. We got Sal Martinez and Lázaro Vargas. Lázaro Vargas, nobody more excited than he is for this night to come. This is actually his 3rd attempt of trying to go pro. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. But before we get started with the action, let's take a look behind the scenes of some of that hard work that goes into getting to a night like tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the Omega Products International Event Center, Corona, California. It is another edition of 3-2-1 Boxing, proudly presented to you by Thompson Boxing Promotions and being sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. Chairman is John Carvelli, Executive Officer is Andy Foster. Now, we welcome our first fighter to the ring. Entering the arena and fighting out of the red corner, Israel Martinez.
Israel Martinez coming in to the ring. Gotta wear the mask. And here he is making his pro debut. 21-year-old Israel Martinez, S-Z-E-L. Name, I was like, where'd that name come from? He's like, oh, my aunts. Like, they just wanted you to have a trouble one, huh? And I was like, as an Humberto, I know what it's like when you can't say your name. He's like, no, everybody calls me Cell, just like a cell phone. So there it is. So Israel Martinez coming in, lives close to Boise, Idaho, making his pro debut. Good for him.
You know, I was trying to think of famous fighters from Idaho. Came up blank.
What you got?
I got nothing.
Actually lives in Ontario, Oregon, but it's on the close to Idaho. That's where he's from.
Fighting out of the blue corner, Lázaro Vargas.
Young man making his pro debut, Lázaro Vargas, 21 years old, Indio, California, the Coachella Valley. Trained by Oscar Gracia. And hello to everybody enjoying themselves and watching with us on the Facebook page. On Twitter, use the hashtag 321. We'll get you guys in there. What up, Boxing Ruckus? Anthony Saldana, Crystal Vargas, and Lupe Contreras. The man, La Voz, is in the ring, ready to bring us the fighters.
We start the action this bout scheduled for a distance of 4 rounds in the Super Bantamweight division and being sponsored by Omega Products International, Western Manufacturing, Makita Tools, and AAA Natural Stone. Our judges at ringside are Don DeVerges, Sergio Cais, and Ron Scott Stevens. At the sound of the bell, the man in charge of the ring, referee Raul Cais Sr. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the red corner. He enters wearing black with silver trim. When he stepped on the scale, he weighed in at an official 121.5 pounds. Tonight, he makes the leap into the pro ranks, making his professional debut, hailing from Ontario, Oregon, and now fighting out of Boise, Idaho, Israel Martinez. corner. Wearing black with white trim, he weighed in at an official 120 3/4 pounds. Like his opponent, tonight, he too is making his professional debut. Hailing from Coachella and now fighting out of Indio, California, Lázaro Vargas.
Okay, give your instructions downstairs. Remember, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands and good luck to both of you.
Kids making their pro debuts. You see the tail of tape, Doug.
Yeah, let's see how these junior featherweights match up. Same age. The glaring statistic, at 5'7", Vargas is 5 inches taller than Martinez.
Yep, and thanks to everybody watching us right now. Francisco Salazar, excellent boxing scribe. Boxing scene, Ring TV, also teacher at Channel Islands High School.
Does a great job.
Yep. Julianes, ¿cómo estamos? Saludos, mi amigo. Buen trabajo anoche en las peleas, ESPN Knockout. Beto Rand, Doug Fisher, Jessica Rosales. You're watching 3-2-1 Boxing on the Facebook page. Lázaro Vargas drops Sal Martinez with the body shot immediately. Mouthpiece is out.
Straight right.
And it's over. Wow, Doug, that was quick. And Sal Martinez making his pro debut felt the pain of Lázaro Vargas.
You know, I was about to say it was an odd choice that he went to the shorter man's body. Usually, a taller guy like that establishes his jab. He's throwing left jabs at the head, setting up the body shots or getting to the body a little bit later on in the fight. But he knew exactly where to strike.
Yeah, Sal felt that body shot. Lázaro Vargas is a young man, and he'll see the replay, Doug.
Now Vargas is aiming for the midsection, but he's also utilizing his reach. These were straight punches from the outside. He's jabbing to the chest area. Martinez blocked the jab, but the straight right hit him right to the stomach.
Yeah, right to the stomach. Lázaro Vargas, he'll do the interview with Jessica Rosales, a young man who has been brought up nicely with Gracia Boxing, and Joel Diaz also on the advising side, he and Antonio Diaz. And they had told me about this young man. I've heard of him, and because I do that show Thursdays with Joel Diaz, and he's like, there's a kid named Lázaro. I'm like, okay, Joel's vouching for him, cool. And I see it. I've heard of this kid, and you see it. I mean, we didn't see much of it.
No.
But a young man making a pro debut going to the body, usually they come out headhunters.
Yeah, it was the right punch at the right time. I look at his body at age 21. With that kind of height, if he could make 118 pounds, he could be really formidable.
Yep. We'll come back here at 3-2-1 Boxing. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll get you Lupe Contreras in the ring. And two more. You're watching Thompson Boxing, 3-2-1 Boxing.
Experience the world's largest compatible cordless system. Makita's LXT batteries take you from power tools to outdoor power equipment. The blower delivers power comparable to a 24cc gas model. From the job site to your home, reach speeds of 116 miles per hour. Use Makita's cordless products anytime, anywhere. One system, endless possibilities. Now get 2 extra free batteries.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Raul Gais Sr. deems the red corner unable to continue, forcing him to call an end to this contest with an official time of 22 seconds of the opening stanza, declaring the winner by way of knockout in his pro debut, Lázaro Vargas.
Pro debut, Lázaro Vargas Jr., as everybody calls him, gets his pro debut, a first round KO. And shout out to Chicano Golf, who sends me a message, says, that was fast. Of course, our man, Linus Esquire in the PA, checking in with us right now. And he said, Kenny Keene from USA Thursday Night Fights was from Idaho.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about Kenny Keene. He was a serviceable cruiserweight, like a fringe contender, and a decent TV fighter.
Yeah, make sure you guys follow the Thompson Boxing social media pages on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Kite Monroe does a great job with it as Lázaro is making his way over to interview with Jessica Rosales. Now, this is going to be interesting because Lázaro did not speak much when I was back there trying to get any kind of information out of him. Reminds me of a younger Sal Sanchez.
Okay.
We've got here.
Shy.
And Jessica's awesome. She's great. She's a total pro. Does great work with the Dodgers. Let's see what Jessica can get out of young Lázaro Vargas, who gets his pro debut, a first round KO. And shout out to Steve Kim, who is now able to have the cuffs off. The Kimster's back. And he's watching us right now. Love quick KOs. And unlike other broadcasts, we don't have a time limit, so we can get in and out here. 3-2-1 Boxing brings you the action, and we will let you know what's going on. And we know there's football that's happening right now. Hey, you can check out 3-2-1. It's technology. For those of you asking for Torres, not fighting tonight. I don't know which Torres you're talking about, Neto Torres, but coming up next will be Esteban Munoz and Macario del Castillo. Are they ready over there? They're getting the lights up. We are watching 3-2-1 Boxing, Thompson Boxing in Corona, California, Mango Products. David MT watching from Nova Scotia, home of Custio Clayton. He was robbed against Lipinets.
Right. That's a strong word, but man, he showed the world that he is a top-class welterweight to be reckoned with.
Hello to our friends of the North in Canada. Hey, Jessica Rosales, we actually been to Canada to work a fight. What are you going on, Jess?
Lázaro Vargas, who is joining us now after a good and quick night for you tonight. First off, I think Doug said it best. He said you knew exactly where to strike.
Yeah.
Talk about sticking to the game plan. Tell me about tonight and how it went.
We were actually practicing that in the gym, like 4 days before the fight, and then we did it.
All right, and obviously it's very different practicing it in the gym,
Yeah.
and then when you actually have your pro debut. The night ended a little quickly for you. Do you feel like you would have wanted it to go a little bit longer just to get a couple more rounds in, or are you happy with this? Because I know that you've been waiting for this pro debut to happen.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
So it's just whatever?
Yeah.
I can hear Beto and them laughing over there right now. You're probably just happy to have gotten that
Yeah.
first win under the belt. Now tell us a little bit about that. The first fight that you were supposed to have, what happened with that one?
It got canceled because of the COVID, because of the COVID. Then I had to fight again, and then it got canceled again because my opponent got COVID.
Okay.
And then until I fought today.
Yeah, and that can be a little bit discouraging when you are trying to make your pro debut, obviously, in the middle of a pandemic. What kept you going and saying, no, you know what, that fight date is going to come, it's going to happen?
Just keep training hard, and
All right, so how are you feeling right now? Anything you want to say to your family and friends that are watching tonight?
just want to shout out to Coachella, and that's it.
And that's it. You don't have any games that you
And my
wanna-
trainers.
All right, see, there we go, the trainers too. Also, this is his first interview. I asked him if he's done any interviews during training. He has not done interviews yet, but you know what? I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing you a lot more. We're going to be doing a lot more interviews with you as well. So, of course,
Thank you.
congratulations on tonight's win, and we'll be seeing you again soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, guys. That was Lázaro Vargas there, of course, getting that win in his pro debut.
It's like whatever, Doug.
Not the most loquacious lad.
Hey, you
but
know what?
He speaks with his fist.
He speaks with his fist, and it's cool. And that's part of what happens here at 3-2-1 Boxing. Beth Duran, Doug Fisher, and that was Jessica Rosales, where you come and you learn a lot. Not just about being in the ring, but about how to do interviews. And I told you, Jessica is awesome. She's a pro. She gets things out of you. But when you hear somebody say, it's like whatever, I love that attitude because it's like, no, I'm supposed to knock people out right now. That's my job.
Yeah.
So you get that from him, from Lázaro Vargas. I like that about him. And Doug, we talked about this in the open, how kids need to stay ready. He was supposed to fight in February.
Right.
Thompson is looking at this kid. He's not signed. But like, okay, what does he have? That was canceled because of the pandemic where everything was canceled. Then he had a fight here in July. His opponent tested positive. So that's there. And then he finally gets a fight here.
I think one of his opponents came in heavy, too. There was
That's another one, yeah.
They just,
So
he was
all takes
way
a toll.
overweight, yeah.
And you and the others always said, if you're a young fighter, stay ready.
Yeah.
And that's got to be hard for some of these kids.
Young fighters can do that, too, without burning themselves out. You hear about the older veteran fighters, starting a camp, stopping a camp, starting and stopping without fighting. They're not themselves once they step into the ring. But younger guys, especially before your pro debut, I mean, they can't wait to get out there and explode, and that's exactly what Lázaro Vargas did.
Yep.
And looking at him, I mean, he's just 21, but just looking at his body, he has a mature body. I mean, he's got the body of somebody in its mid-20s, so hopefully they can keep him active. Not easy to do during the pandemic, but move him quickly because we just got a taste tonight. I want to see more.
Richard Brewer, who was supposed to fight tonight, but he came down with bronchitis, is watching. Brewer says spur-of-the-moment interviews aren't easy. Richard, don't even give me that, man, because you know that after you win, you're going to get interviewed, bro.
Right.
So don't even do that. And we here, as you can tell, we have a lot of fun with you guys. Red Sox Saul is watching with us. Said, realize it's Duran Sports. It's also, hey, man, if you're going to tag me, tag Doug and Jessica Rosales and our man Jim Boone at KO Tickets, who went to the UNLV football game last night, watching us in Las Vegas. Archbishop Stubbs says it's crazy that none of the fighters tonight are with Thompson. They're all independent. And kudos to Alex Campanova and Jeanette Gonzalez and everybody with Thompson Boxing behind the scenes of saving it.
Yeah, but I mean, I just like the concept of, okay, we're just going to showcase boxers. It's not necessarily our boxers. I think there's too much of that in boxing where it's like just one network, one promoter, and if a fighter isn't affiliated with that one promoter, they're not showcased. We need more of this in this sport.
Boys Stable Central, Thomas Brader, so that's our group chat. Shout us out. There you go, Thomas Brader. We'll shout out to the group chat. Let them know we're watching. Our next bout coming up is Esteban Munoz against Macario del Castillo. Jessica Rosales has more on our co-feature.
Entering the arena, in the red corner, Macario, Scrapyard Dog del Castillo.
Ah, Doug, this is your kind of music right here.
It's about time. Maybe this guy's got like a mixed martial arts background.
He does.
He's done some Muay Thai, he's done karate. So maybe the heavy metal stuff is more synonymous with MMA, but I wish boxers would
as
walk into
you
the
tweeted last
stuff.
night about the spiritual music.
Yeah, I think that was Toriano Johnson.
Toriano, yeah.
It was too somber. It's like, come on, you're getting ready to fight, especially with Toriano's style.
Yeah,
this guy has an interesting style, by the way. It's unorthodox, to say the least.
Lumpia Strength Company, right there. The Filipino. Kumusta to all the Filipinos. Lumpia Strength. I wanted that shirt right there. Junkyard Dog.
Across the ring in the blue corner, Esteban Stone Hands Munoz.
All right. Esteban Munoz, Stone Hands. We saw him the last show as he took on Yuyu Acosta. Came up short in only a third pro bout. He's back here tonight, so he's learned a lot of things. And I'm digging the music.
Yeah,
we're inside a warehouse, bro. All right.
Good walk-in energy. I like it, and I like what I saw from Esteban against George Acosta. I like the fact that he only had 2 pro bouts, and he was willing on 1 week's notice to fight a guy with 10 pro bouts. And even though he lost that fight, I thought he acquitted himself well.
We continue with the action here at the Omega Products International Event Center. It is 3-2-1 Boxing, proudly presented to you by Thompson Boxing Promotions, and being sponsored by CSI Experience, a Pangea difference, Thompson Building Materials, Henry Fortifiber, and Infinity Bank. This bout set for a distance of 4 rounds in the welterweight division. The judges are Don DeVerges, Sergio Cais, and Ron Scott Stevens. At the belt, the ref in charge of the action, Raul Cais Sr. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters wearing red trunks. He weighed in at the welterweight limit of 147 pounds. He enters the ring for the 4th time as a pro, in search of his first pro victory with a record of 3 losses. A native of Granada Hills, California, and now fighting out of Salem, Virginia, Macario Scrapyard Dog del Castillo. Across the ring in the blue corner, wearing blue with white trim, he weighed in at an official 146 3/4 pounds. Like his opponent, he too enters the ring for the 4th time as a professional, with a record of 2 victories against 1 defeat, both of those victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of San Bernardino, California, Stone Hands, Esteban Munoz.
Give your instructions downstairs. Remember, keep your punches up, watch your heads, shake hands, and good luck to both of you.
We're ready for our co-feature tonight. Esteban Munoz, Macario del Castillo. Call him Mickey.
And these guys match up very well. Munoz is 5 years younger at age 25. Del Castillo has a slight reach advantage. Munoz is 1 inch taller.
You know, Anthony Saldana, I'm surprised with you, man. Your comment of 0-3, okay, this probably won't go past the first round.
No,
Come on,
don't assume
man.
that.
Don't. So this
Should
kid,
not assume that.
Del Castillo, scrapyard dog. He told me a story that he took 2 fights on 2 days' notice. One of them was on a Fox. He's like, why not?
Yep.
He's willing to take the card. For this one, he's actually been in camp. I haven't seen him, but
Yeah.
I'm never one to be like, okay, just because of their record.
I watched the first round stoppage. He was never seriously hurt, and he wasn't off his feet. He was taking too many punches, in the opinion of that referee, and it wasn't a bad call. But the commentators, especially Ray Boom Boom Mancini, thought that it was the stoppage was a bit premature. He was fighting a guy who was 6'1" in the dude's home region.
So Del Castillo in the red, Esteban Munoz, stone hands, trains with Henry Ramirez. Only 3 fights, 2-1. Like his only loss coming to Yuyu Acosta. Took it on a couple days' notice. Del Castillo smirking.
Yeah, you see that smile?
Yeah.
That's the scrapyard dog.
Yep. He said he's willing to just exchange and trade. He's a huge boxing fan, is Del Castillo, Doug. He actually has tattoos of on his legs of Jack Dempsey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he reads all kinds of boxing books. He's a member of your Ring magazine
Okay.
crew. Esteban Munoz, stone hands. Like his attitude, like his approach. He said does great work with Henry Ramirez. He took that fight with Acosta on 5 days' notice. He's like, look, I'm 2-0. He's 9-1. I don't care. He said, I learned about myself that I was too cocky for my own good. Went back to the gym the following week and just changed it up.
One difference I can tell from this fight from his last appearance here is he's busier.
Yeah.
That was the one drawback I thought of his performance against George Acosta. He was nearly outworked by Acosta. He showed good reflexes. He showed good counter-punching ability. Didn't jab enough, in my opinion. But you saw a lot of poise, good fundamentals, good balance. The instincts of a fighter, he just didn't let his hands go enough. And in this first round, both guys are letting their hands go. So maybe I should give Del Castillo some credit in pushing this pace.
Munoz cut on the right eyebrow. I heard Caiz Sr., the referee, saying accidental headbutt. Thanks everybody watching us on Facebook. Make sure you guys leave the comments. Let us know who you're going for. What do you see? What do you think? The Chargers just lost a brutal game right now. Rams lost. So football's wrapping up. So come over and enjoy some boxing with us. And as always, go to the Thompson social media pages afterwards. See archive of fights. 3, 2, 1 boxing here in Corona, California. We're in the warehouse of Omega Products International. Willie Arreola smacking the hammer down. Final seconds of the first round. A good club show breaking out. Marquise Johns, what's up, man? Weak Sauce Radio always checking in. Marquise does a good job recapping a lot of stuff. I don't even know where you're at, Marquise, but because your location says watching boxing somewhere, and you really are.
He watches everything.
Got it. Raul Caiz Sr. does confirm accidental headbutt.
And that's Munoz who's cut?
Yes, Munoz is cut on the right.
And they're working on it right now. Yeah, hopefully they can keep that under control.
Marquis over there. Anthony Saldana. Well, I was wrong. Like, I'm not calling you out, Anthony, but just you see way too many fights, especially at Thompson shows. You're like, let me judge this guy. The next thing you know, he's winning, scrapping. And you're about to hear this right here. Yeah, I just cracked open a beer. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so I know you're drinking with us, so I'm drinking right there with you. Good fight. This was scheduled for 4 rounds. You guys think I'm joking? I'm not.
Now, Beto, I'm sure some of our viewers have noticed that Munoz does a lot of blinking.
Yeah.
Maybe you're thinking it's because of the headbutt, because of the cut. No, that's just...
that's what he does.
That's what he does. He's got good eyes, though, as much as he blinks. He's got very good hand-eye coordination. He's a very economical puncher. He's a very accurate puncher, you'll notice. And there's quickness, and there's a natural heavy-handedness to Munoz's punches.
Stonehand's the name for a reason.
You can hear it.
And you guys can see your social media shout-outs on the screen. Use the hashtag 321boxing. Kite Monroe and the crew searching for him, putting him up there. Marquise, you're in Tampa. All right, cool. Hello to Gail down in San Diego. Does a great job. Redhead. Our main event coming up is Israel Mercado, Mike Sanchez. Esteban Munoz is a barber, Doug. Works at 951 Barbershop. Said he's been there a couple times after sparring, a black eye, and customers come in like, you all right? He's like, yeah, I'm a fighter. Hervey Estrada saying Del Castillo came to fight. You're right, he did.
Yeah, Del Castillo is he's pushing the pace. He's not landing as often as Munoz, but he's making for an entertaining fight thus far.
He's a club fighter, and those are the kind of guys that fighters like Esteban Munoz and Lázaro Vargas got to go through as they work.
There's three things that he brings to his fights. There's the activity, so he's going to press a fighter, and he's going to let his hands go. There's his ability to take a punch and his durability, so he's going to test fighters in that regard. And then there's a big right hand that he just ate from Munoz. But then there's the awkward style that he has. He's kind of unorthodox in terms of his technique, and that can be difficult for a young fighter.
So I've learned from you and Steve Kim over the years, you want to get that professional resistance because a 15-second knockout is not going to do anything for you. As Stonehands, Munoz's hands go now.
Reset. Good, there you go.
You learn more from yourself in getting rounds than you do with the Instagram knockout. Body work from Munoz. Miguel Cubo, saludo, nuestro gran amigo en San Luis Potosí. cruiserweight, heavyweight, or good? Kubos. Rilka Sport checking in. Make sure you guys share on Facebook. And also use the hashtag 321. Irby Estrada, what's happening? And you're right, we do miss the Thompson nachos at the Doubletree in Ontario. Hopefully next year we're back.
Yeah, that sounds good right about now.
Get a beer, Doug. You'll be all right. Gilbert Sandoval, hello from Avondale. Where's that at? Is that Arizona, Avondale?
I thought it was California.
Is it?
Maybe I'm wrong. Some highlights from round 2, a one-sided round that favored Munoz. He teed off with both hands, landed to the body and the head. His best punch of the second round was the right hand to the head. You just saw it snap the head back of Del Castillo.
Old Trout Ross. What's up in Old Trout Ross? Professor at Western University in Canada. Says one more boxing card to top off the weekend. We're here for you. We are here for you. Eric Garcia, I appreciate the snarkiness. That's very cool. Andy's Body Shop in Bloomington checking in. What's up, Andres Bautista? We're in the third round from Esteban Munoz in the blue. In the red is Mickey Del Castillo, the Filipino scrapyard dog, who actually grew up in the Valley, went to Kennedy High in the Valley, went to Cal State Northridge, that's where he learned to box. It was a club team at Cal State Northridge.
Oh, so he was a college boxer.
Yeah.
Kind of like intramural.
Yep.
You know.
Fighting out of Victorious in Hinojosa Boxing Club. He now lives in Salem, Virginia. Works in a beer distributorship. Chugging the kegs around, like lugging them around.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he used to be a special ed teacher.
Wow. He's interesting.
Yeah.
And, you know, these days everybody's got ink all over their body, but I'm looking at his tattoos, and they're fascinating. I didn't know he had tattoos of iconic boxers on his legs.
It's a Jack Dempsey tattoos, ones that he has on his leg, and then on his arm, we can't see it here, but he has a Filipino champion named Pancho Villa.
Pancho Villa, yeah.
Yep.
You know what? Those were the first 2 Ring Magazine champions. Jack Dempsey was the first recipient of the Ring Magazine Heavyweight Championship. Pancho Villa was the recipient of the Flyweight Championship, but the second world title belt handed out by Nat Fleischer, the publisher of Ring Magazine.
Yeah, so he has the Pancho Villa fighting tattoo on the inside of his right bicep.
Okay, I'm going to look for that.
Yeah. Pancho Villa was given that name when he came to the United States. It's really Francisco Guilledo.
Right.
Bruno Escalante, what's up, Bruno? ¿Cómo está?
Del Castillo having a better round.
Yeah.
He's letting his hands go, and he's landing.
Gilbert Sandoval, Michael Dutchover is not fighting. His opponent was injured and had to pull out of the card. Dutchover's actually been sparring down in San Diego at Canelo Alvarez's camp. He, along with Ruben Torres, have been sparring with
Oscar Valdez, right?
Yeah.
I've seen some clips of that. That's good work.
Oh, yeah. Beto de Santiago, Jose Ramirez, Osvaldo Balboa, Trevino. What's happening? Everybody watching us?
You can really hear the impact of those body shots that Munoz is landing. And which is a smart thing, because obviously Del Castillo can take a shot to the head.
Munoz, Culiacan, Sinaloa roots, and mention Culiacan, Doug. There you go. Chavez Jr., of course.
Well, that entire area is like boxing rich.
Yeah.
I mean, Culiacan is in the same state as Los Mochis, correct?
Yes, Sinaloa.
Yeah. So a lot of talent has come out of Sinaloa over the decades.
Another good round for Esteban Munoz. His sister Kimberly is probably enjoying that. As we head to the 4th round. What up, Mickey? You all right? You good? All right. I'm glad you having fun? Yeah, all right.
He is. Look at him, man. That's a fighter.
He just looked over. Hey, man, control your fighter, bro. The commission looked over.
Yeah.
So Mickey Del Castillo looked over at us, yelled out that woo, and we're right here. So I'm like, you're having fun? He's like, yeah. He's looking at us. The trainer's trying to talk to him. He's like, nah. Commission's like, what's going on?
He didn't. I mean, he lost round 3, but he didn't have a bad round 3.
Yep.
So why not celebrate it? At the end of round 2, I was worried that they were going to have to stop the fight.
Yeah.
Just to
take
spare him the punishment, exactly.
Doug, Rokas wants to know how many push-ups did you do today?
Push-ups?
Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't do the
0.
workout.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in the bubble.
Yeah, I'm just in the bubble.
We can't go nowhere. You check in at 10:30, they swab you, and then you stay in your room until we leave.
Yup.
The corner of Mickey Del Castillo having some fun. The Scrapyard Dog. I mean, it's a club show. You get characters. We appreciate them.
Hey, what do we say? Back to work.
Esteban Munoz with Henry Ramirez in his corner. San Bernardino representing. He's 2-1. Both victories coming via KO.
He's getting some quality rounds, and we're getting an opportunity to see other facets of his game that maybe we didn't see against George Acosta because of the aggressive nature of Del Castillo. We're seeing
Stay on it. Stay on it. Stay on it.
Munoz's poise under fire. We're seeing that he can maneuver about the ring really well, keeps his balance as he moves. And when he does plant his feet, he lands accurate power punches.
I'm not trying to get Doug drunk, man. He drinks Guinness. You can't get a man that drinks Guinness drunk.
Pressure to the right.
But I am having a light beer because, you know, it's just only the co-main. Stone Hands, I like his development of Esteban Munoz. I know it's only one fight, but as Henry Ramirez, the trainer, was telling me, it's like he changed his attitude about it. And you see it now.
Got it, my friend.
Very relaxed in there.
Yep, I like that. And remember, so only 4 rounds. Going to the body of Munoz.
Feel that trigger. Feel that trigger.
Razo checking in. I'm here for Jessica Rosales. Aren't we all? Jessica's a pro doing the interviews afterwards.
Best in the business.
Really is. Ooh, good work from Munoz.
Now.
Viva the matchmaker. I don't know about that, but all right.
Empty it out. Grab it out. Grab it out.
There's another case where Del Castillo 0-3, but the record can fool you. He's not gonna hurt you, but he's gonna make it difficult for you, especially the way he switches stances.
Yeah, but he's feeling the accumulation of power shots from Munoz.
Yeah. That's why
He's hanging in there, but he's not able to let his hands go as much as his corner would like him to.
You know what I like about this one, Doug, too? Old school, where they just have their trunks, no sponsors, no nothing. Everlast up the race,
I
just
noticed
nice
that.
and clean. Now I'm sounding like an old man right now. Oscar Torres, I'm drinking a light beer, man. I'm not going to tag him because I had to pay for it.
Jab it out, Mark. Reestablish. Reset.
Ivan Roman, saludos. Eric Garcia, you're right. Keep working that body.
Double it up.
The fight winds down.
And Munoz has done a good job with the body attack. If there's one punch I would have liked to see more of from Munoz is the jab.
Yep.
But he's got every other shot.
And he's landed some good shots. And credit to Del Castillo, had a nice
Wow.
chin. Good 4 rounds. Fun fight. Good club fight right there. I like
Yes.
that.
And it should be 40-36 on all 3 official scorecards.
We'll come back with the decision. Judges will tally up the cards. Lupe Contreras will give you the winner. You're watching 3-2-1 Boxing.
Discover the advantages of the Henry Fortifiber 1-2-3 moisture control system. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Choose the weather barrier, add the flashing, then finish up with the Henry Moist Top Sealant. Done. No guessing, no gambling. Just the winning confidence you get from our compatible systems.
Experience Makita's cordless outdoor power equipment. The mower is a part of the world's largest battery system and cuts non-stop for up to 2 miles. The self-propelled model makes mowing effortless. Get unstoppable power without the hassles of gas. Reach speeds of up to 116 miles per hour with the single battery blower. One system, endless possibilities. Now get 2 extra free batteries.
After going the full distance of all 4 rounds here at the Omega Products International Event Center, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges turning identical scores of 40-36 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision, Esteban Stonehands Munoz.
Stonehands sweeps the cards, 40-36. Good 4 rounds for Esteban Munoz. Stonehands improves to 3-1. Good learning rounds for him today, Doug.
Absolutely. Competitive opening round, competitive 3rd round, but all 4 rounds were clearly won by Munoz, and in one-sided in the 2nd round and in the final round. And we saw more facets of Munoz's game. We saw the footwork. Obviously, we saw the poise. We saw more of an offensive arsenal from him than we saw against George Acosta. We saw the body attack, and that will serve him well going forward.
Yeah, Munoz only started boxing at the age of 18, so had about 25 amateur fights, and he's learning. I love his attitude. I love the moxie where he said, I don't care who it is, I'll take it on. Let's go. And he gets the victory tonight. Henry Ramirez, his trainer, likes his development, and he gets good quality work at Rain Cross Boxing Gym. So he keeps on going and improving. I know we'll see him again on a Thompson show soon. Esteban Munoz is standing by with Jessica Rosales.
Yeah, somewhat.
All right, and joining us now, we've got Esteban Munoz, who just got the unanimous decision win. You know, obviously controlling that fight, each of those judges giving you each and every round. But you just told me, tough opponent for you tonight. Tell me about that.
Yeah, man, he could honestly take a punch. I really thought I was going to get him out like at least 3-4 times, and he hung in there, man.
So were you most surprised that he kept coming forward and kept this fight pretty aggressive, or surprised that, you know, the ref didn't come in and stop it? Because it seemed like he could have at some point.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that the ref didn't stop it, but I mean, we got the job done, so that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and I know right now you're still kind of catching your breath a little
Yeah,
bit.
man, I threw.
Extra work than you thought.
Yeah. I threw a little bit more than I thought, and that's actually, I was trying to get him out, so like I threw a lot of punches, and I got a little winded, but I mean, you can't show it, you know, so yeah.
Thinking back on the fight, at which point in those rounds did you think you were the closest at possibly getting him out?
I want to say, I can't remember that good, but I think either the second and then the last one for sure, because I heard the ref tell him like, oh, you got to show me something, so I heard him in the body, and I went for it, and man, he's a tough dude, man.
All right, and one thing we did hear was the sound of the punches.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
that nickname that you have doesn't come from nowhere. We heard that. Who actually gave you that nickname?
Actually, Henry Ramirez, my coach, gave it to me. I was sparring. I sparred some big guy one time at the gym, and then I dropped him, and then I beat the hell out of another opponent, another sparring partner, and then that's when he gave me the nickname.
All right, well, moving forward, what's going to be next for you?
I mean, we got to get back to the gym and see what's next. Hopefully, something better.
And I know we were talking a little bit. You said you got some family, you got some friends that are watching on our stream tonight, ThompsonBoxing.com. So, what do you want to say to them right now?
Just this is for them, you know, and I'm gonna get more wins for them. And thanks for supporting me.
All right, great night tonight. Of course, dominating that win with the unanimous decision win. We're gonna let you catch your breath. go ahead and sit down back there in the locker rooms, and we'll be catching up with you again soon.
Thank you,
right?
thank you, thank you.
All right. Stick around. We've got the main event coming up in just a bit and some more information as well. All right, and before we get to that main event action, we do want to give you guys a couple of updates on some of our Thompson boxing fighters, starting with Danny Roman. He is back in the gym after his win in late September against Juan Carlos Bayano. Of course, that was a WBC eliminator, and he says that right now he is the most focused that he has ever been in his career. He's got his sights set on the WBC champ, Luis Neri. Now, unfortunately for Ruben Villa in Las Vegas, earlier this month, it was just not his night. He got his first loss on the record to Emmanuel Navarrete, losing that fight by unanimous decision. Now, on the same night, different place, different card, we had Saul Sanchez, the super bantamweight prospect. He improved his record to 14-1, scoring 3 knockouts to get the win in his first fight outside of his home state of California. So that's the latest that we have for you guys right now. We're going to send it over to Beto and Doug.
Thanks, Jess. Great stuff going on in boxing right now. And we might be in a pandemic, but kudos to all the promoters that are able to get the fights done, whether it's a club show like us tonight or whether it's a mega fight like we had a couple weeks ago, Doug. And we'll start right there. Let's recap what we've seen the last couple of weeks. Teofimo Lopez. You told me about him a long time ago.
Yeah.
Met him, loved his attitude. He's been on Steve Kim's podcast a lot,
Yep.
He and his dad.
That's a Steve Kim favorite.
It is.
Yeah.
And this dude called out Loma a couple years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago at least.
People saying no. People were saying when this fight was made, no.
Yeah, a little bit too soon. I was in that camp. I was thinking, listen, bright future with the kid, but this is Vasily Lomachenko we're talking about. We're talking about one of the greatest amateurs of all time, very difficult style, and even a tough guy. You know, Lomachenko's one of these dudes who showed us before that he's got grit. He could be hurt, he could be injured, and he can dig deep and get a stoppage like he did against Jorge Linares. So, you know, we knew Lomachenko was the real deal, but Teofimo Lopez showed us why so many people in the boxing world, like our good buddy Steve Kim, were so high on him and even picked him. Now, the odds makers had Lomachenko a 4-1 favorite, but this was a case where the boxing world knew best, and it wasn't just because Lopez was younger, bigger, and more powerful. He's like one of those off-the-charts boxing talent, and that's what we saw over the first 7 rounds was his ability to command the ring, and Lomachenko feeling like this guy's not just fast and powerful, he knows how to get to me. I got to keep my distance. And so he didn't start fighting until the 8th round.
And it was a fun fight.
It was a bit too little too late, but over the second half, it was compelling.
Yeah, it was a fight that when I listened to the podcast with Ring Walk John, if you're a gambler and you want to make some money, listen to John Lair's podcast. We've both been on that show.
He knows what he's talking about.
He was laying down the odds for this. And I thought Loma would win because I thought it was going to be Canelo against Mayweather. It was too soon, not enough here. I thought it was going to be a fun fight. And I'm listening to John Lair talk about the odds. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Really? And
listen, if you were better, the value was with Teofimo.
Yeah, it was.
It really was.
And a lot of people made some good money because of Teofimo Lopez. And then last night, another one. Like I said, I've never met this guy, John Lair, but I listened to his podcast, and you want to make some money, go listen to it, because he was hitting the numbers last night. And it was a huge boxing night. Leo Santa Cruz against Tank Davis.
Yep.
You had the monster Inoue, who you told me about for years.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how you did it, because we were in this bubble where I had my laptop, I had the phone, and it was a pay-per-view. And
I had 2 screens.
It was like,
I had Showtime pay-per-view on my phone, and then ESPN Plus on my laptop. And as soon as Inoue took out Jason Maloney, tough cat, credit to him, put forth a credible challenge to a pound-for-pound rated bantamweight champion. But when the monster put the boom on him, that perfectly timed right hand, I think in round 7, I immediately switched to Showtime's website to have a larger screen to watch Tank Davis do what he did, and he had a tough time for about 3 rounds.
Yeah. Leo
being
looked good.
outworked by Leo, getting marked up by Leo. But you could see by round 4 and 5, he's creating distance, and you saw the speed and the timing and the power begin to take over the fight. And that uppercut, I don't know. I mean, he reached down about this low, but he pulled the trigger in a split second. And I've never seen that. I've known Leo his whole life. I remember when Leo was a toddler. I knew his older brothers when they were amateur boxers, came up in a boxing family. I've never seen this guy hurt in sparring or a professional fight. Never seen this dude hurt, let alone dropped and knocked out. And that was a scary knockout.
It was a
KO of the year candidate, by the way.
It was a vicious knockout. And I know a lot of people like to jump on Tank, and it's well-deserved because Tank does a lot of stuff out of the ring where he's like this guy. But I saw a side of Tank yesterday where we're around a lot of fighters, a lot of it's antics. I loved him trolling, wearing the sombrero and the Mexican colors. I'm all for that. But a lot of credit to Tank Davis afterwards in the interview where he made sure to recognize Leo's father, who's battling cancer, who was in a wheelchair ringside, and said, hey, that's the man right there. There's a lot of respect for him. So good job by Tank Davis and just acknowledging that. And then these two going back and forth on Twitter, like, hey, thanks for letting me share the ring with you. And at the end of the day, it's a gentleman's sport. And you love to see that. And I love this division, whether it's 130, 135 right now, Doug, where there are some big-time fights coming up in 2021.
Yeah, well, we got Tank Davis, who can fight at 130 or 135. And at 135, you got, of course, Teofimo Lopez, now a pound-for-pound rated fighter, undisputed or unified lightweight champion, Ring Magazine lightweight champion of the world. You got Devin Haney, he's got the WBC belt. You got Ryan Garcia, who December 5 is going to take on a legitimate 2-time former lightweight title challenger and a top 5 contender in Luke Campbell. And we're going to learn a lot, really, about both fighters. We know Campbell can fight a hard 12 rounds against elite opposition. We haven't seen Ryan Garcia have to fight a hard 10 or 12 rounds against world-class opposition. So we're going to learn something about him.
I'm just happy that we have fights. And
of course.
Alex Capodovo here, matchmaker for Thompson Boxing. Mr. Ken Thompson, who founded the Thompson Boxing 20 years ago, finding a way to get things done for you, the fans. 3-2-1 boxing, 3 fights coming your way. Our main event is here to come. 2 undefeated fighters making their way to the ring. But before we get to that, and mind you, 2 undefeated fighters that are looking for a promoter. So, you know, Mr. Thompson, who's sitting ringside, Alex is ringside.
This is their audition.
This is your audition.
This is their showcase. They got to show out.
And they got to show out, and you got to perform. Because a lot of fighters are like, hey, I want to fight, but not that guy.
Right.
But one guy who does want to fight are the Thompson guys. And I think we have an announcement on when our next fight's going to be. Luckily, we've been able to go to Omega Products International. This is a legit warehouse. I kid you not. If you want stucco, go to Omega Products International. All over the place. It's right here. It is done. When the lights come on, you're like, okay, this is a big time warehouse. It's off the 15 freeway, and you're like, where are we at? In Corona. This is the headquarters for it. We're inside. It's cool. It's a different vibe. But we are going to continue to bring you boxing every single month. And here's the announcement for the next Thompson Boxing Show in December. I don't even know the date. They didn't even tell me he was fighting, but I know it's in December. Here we go. December 20th in the afternoon, the Rams are playing the Jets. You can watch that game. And then here, Richard Brewer will open up the card on 3-2-1 boxing. Sal Sanchez and Mario Hernandez, 2 Thompson fighters. That's an interesting one right there.
I like that a lot. And kudos to Sal Sanchez. He just had a nice win on Telemundo in Florida. He's growing. He's maturing. Hernandez is mature. I mean, he's in his late 20s, so he's got the man strength. He's got that kind of confidence that comes with that. It's a very interesting crossroads matchup at bantamweight.
And then the main event, Michael Dutchover, who's had an interesting year, was supposed to start in February, COVID, was supposed to fight tonight, injury to his opponent. He's getting the card. Dutchover is one of those fighters where he's no longer the prospect. He's there knocking.
I consider him a fringe contender. He just needs the right fight or the right string of victories to push him into the top 10. His last opponent was tricky.
Yeah.
Was like a stylistic nightmare. And we saw the technical side of Michael Dutchover. But what got people excited about him initially were those knockouts.
Yeah.
The body attack and big right hand and the timing with those power punches. And I'd like to see him get back to that, but against a worthy opponent.
It'll be a good one, December 20th. But don't worry about that. Worry about right now. Our main event is coming your way. Go get yourself a cocktail, interact with people, share on Facebook, share on Twitter, use the hashtag 321. Our main event from Omega Products International in Corona is coming your way.
It feels good. It feels good going up against an undefeated opponent once again and ready to show my skills. Just know that he's a southpaw. I fought many southpaws in the past, so it's nothing new to me. Just that he's a southpaw, so I know my weapons I can use against a southpaw. I prepared for 8 rounds. I'm ready to go 8 rounds. If the knockout comes, if it presents itself, I'll take full advantage. But yeah, I'm willing to go all rounds, show my skills, show different sides of me, and go all the way if I need to. For a fight in August, so I just continue to be in the gym, multiple sparring partners there at my gym in Riverside. Over with Henry Ramirez, we got the best sparring around, so got a bunch of sparring in and just continue my camp, basically. Yeah, of course, tune in, continue to support me. It's going to be a great fight. I'm well prepared, and it's going to be an action-packed fight.
136.9. 135.6.
It feels very, very exciting. I mean, me having barely 7 pro fights, being in the main event, you know, I'm real grateful and I'm real hungry to perform in the main event. So I'm real excited. I think I'm 100% prepared for an 8-round fight. I've been fighting 4-round fights my whole pro boxing career, but the training, they're designed for 6, 8-round fights. So I'm more than ready physically and mentally for this fight. Specifically, I'm not sure, but from what I've seen, few clips of him online, he's a bit wild, I would say, and he commits a lot of mistakes where I can, you know, get him with a good shot if I'm smart enough. Yeah, so I've been preparing like every other fight. My run in the AM and obviously sparring in the afternoon, bag work, gym work. I would say I had maybe 6-7 weeks of good actual hard training for this fight. Like I am a gym rat, so I'm always preparing for any upcoming opportunity like this one. For all my supporters, family, friends, maybe new fans, you know, it's the movement I want to start. I just want to let people see and know that if you work hard and you're disciplined, you can, you know, create opportunities for you like this one for me tonight.
Entering the arena, in the red corner, Mr. Mike Sanchez.
The music keeps flowing, Doug. I mean, it's firing you up. None of this like motivational, spiritual stuff. It's a Sunday. I'm coming to crack some heads, man.
Right.
This is Mike Sanchez, Mr. Mike from Colton, California, 6-0, 1 draw, 2 KOs, and you recently saw him fight on Top Rank Bubble against a kid from Maywood, Mondragon, and that was a good scrap.
Yeah, that was the draw. They traded knockdowns in the opening round.
It's the schedule for 8 rounds. It'll be a good one. Mr. Mike, why is he Mr.? Because he's so serious all the time.
Across the ring in the blue corner, his opponent, Israel Bad Ways Mercado.
Oh, there it is. Bad Ways from Pomona, California. P-Town, as they say, but Nicaragua roots. Israel Mercado 8-0, 7 KOs. Both fighters with an undefeated record.
And his last bout was the one bout where he heard the final bell, and that was also in Top Rank's bubble in Las Vegas.
Joel Diaz Jr. watching us from Coachella.
What's up, Joel?
Yeah, I don't think the fighters chose these songs. I think our DJ is doing it, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I like the vibe.
We continue the Omega Products International Event Center, Corona, California. It is 3-2-1 Boxing, proudly presented to you by Thompson Boxing Promotions and being sponsored by Thompson Building Materials, transforming spaces into beautiful places, locations throughout California. Omega Products International, the leading stucco producer in the United States. Henry Fortifiber, moisture system control as easy as 1, 2, 3. And Makita, rule the outdoors. And now, this is the main event of the evening, set for 8 rounds in the lightweight division. Our judges are Don DeVerges, Sergio Kais, and Ron Scott Stevens. At the sound of the bell, the man in charge of the ring, referee Raul Kais Jr. 2 undefeated fighters enter the ring, but someone's gonna take an L tonight. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the red corner, wearing purple with silver and black trim. He weighed in at an official 135 1/2 pounds. He enters the ring with an undefeated record of 6 victories, 1 draw, 2 of those victories coming by way of KO. Fighting out of Colton, California, Mr. Mike Sanchez. Across the ring in the blue corner, wearing blue with white and black trim, he weighed in at an official 136 3/4 pounds. He enters the ring for the 9th time as a professional with an undefeated record of 8 victories. 7 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Representing Pomona, California, Israel Badways Mercado.
Mouthpiece. All right, gentlemen, you received the instructions in the dressing room. Know what I expect. Good, clean fight. Legal punches, here for you. Legal punches, here for you. Touch gloves, good luck to both of you.
Raul Kais Jr., the 3rd man in the ring. Let's go to the tail of the tape. Doug Fisher.
Yeah, and I think these lightweights match up really well. Sanchez, 2 years younger at age 23. Mercado has the longer reach, and he's 2 inches taller.
Anthony Chavez, too pretty, checking in. A lot of the fighters that Henry Ramirez has watching us right now. Make sure you guys leave the comments, enjoy, and share with us. This was scheduled for 8 rounds. The main event, Bad Ways in the blue and white, orthodox fighter. Mike Sanchez, Mr. Mike with the purple. He's southpaw, got the white gloves. Interesting to see, Doug, when you have 2 young fighters, both undefeated, willing to fight each other early on in their careers.
Yeah, well, they've already exhibited that willingness with their previous bout over the summer in the top-ranked bubble. Both guys were matched up with fellow unbeaten fighters. And both guys performed well.
Yeah, when you have no promoter, when you have no big-time amateur pedigree or the bonuses, it's you got to get in where you fit in, and turning down fights is not something you can do.
I liked what I saw from both fighters with the limited fight footage that's out there on both guys. They're boxers.
Yeah.
I don't think they had really extensive amateur backgrounds,
Not
but
really.
they had enough amateur bouts to be comfortable in the ring as professionals. They've been taught well. They have good teachers. They have good foundations, good fundamentals, good technique.
Lukey Boxing checking in Northern California. He's looking for Bruno Escalante, the Aloha Kid. He was watching earlier. And to your point, Doug, about Mike Sanchez, his trainer, Freddie Beretta, said we had a plan for him. Get him to about 25 good amateur fights.
Right.
No need to go and be like, oh, I have 285 and I won every single award when I was 8 years old. It's get him good 25 fights, train the right way, spar the right guys.
Right.
He's gone over to train with the Murutallas with Robert Garcia. He's gone to train in Joel Diaz's gym at times. So getting great quality work in the Southern California area.
And it shows.
Israel Mercado, you're right, Richard Brewer, our unofficial researcher, had over 100 fights. But
Yeah.
Richard, think about it. How many of those amateur fights are like when you're 10, right? Like we're talking about the good ones when you're a teenager, right, Brewer? So you'll be seeing Richard Brewer December 20th here on 321 Boxing. Representing Rancho. We got Pomona against Colton, the 909 battle, the 10 freeway.
Good jab from Mercado. His right hand is his money punch. Sanchez is good to the body. Likes to throw a straight left to the chest or the stomach.
Shout out to our good friend Tim Boxeo. He tweets every club show you can think about. I think yesterday he was tweeting about fights in Egypt. There was a fight in Egypt with two heavyweights went at it, Doug, so bad that the fight was stopped not because everybody got knocked down, because of exhaustion.
Really?
Yeah, I think
That's rare.
1-0 against 0-1 or something like that. Tim Boxeo, a great follow on Twitter. If you ever need a link to a fight, especially for those of you who have friends that are fighting in Rosarito at Papa's and Beer, Tim Boxeo is sending you the link. No, I'm saying, why are you guys laughing? No, there have been
I
fights.
like that. It's amazing.
Yeah, they're doing fights at Papa's and Beer. Actually,
Yeah.
Henry Ramirez took his amateurs down there.
Sure.
And they're doing fights down there. And as always, the great Big Punch Arena in Tijuana, you know, the Rancho Grande Bar in Tijuana. And so Tim Boxell will get you a link to any fight around the world. He is the man. Let me look at his tweets right now. Where is he tweeting on? He has this one. Okay, he has one from Westfalen, Germany.
Yeah.
Tim Boxell is hooking us up with...
Does he ever get those fights from Japan? 'Cause
Yeah.
In Japan, there's a lot of shows that happen on Sundays, or even during the week, Sunday, Monday.
Oh, here it is.
Especially in Tokyo at Korakuen Hall.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have boxing every day of the week.
Yeah, I don't sleep much, so I see Tim's tweets all the time. And the best part is that Tim Boxell was going back and forth with Zone on Friday about trolls, so it's perfect. So love you, Tim Boxell. Great follow. There you go. He had the Brazil one. Second round of action between Sanchez and Mercado. Make sure you guys leave your comments. Where are you checking in from? And if you're watching this for the first time, it's not your traditional broadcast. We interact with you, the fans. Here's our good friend.
These are not going to be easy rounds
No.
to score, Beto, because both guys are very good boxers. They're not reckless in there. I mean, I think they're evenly matched, so it's going to be, these rounds are going to be tit for tat. And I think with some of the closer rounds, it's going to come down to, you know, who had command of the ring, who was pushing the fight. Because both guys can occasionally touch each other, but they haven't landed that power punch where it affects the other fighter to where it's like, okay, this guy's hurt, or it's caused a shift in momentum.
Luis Catalan checking in from Southgate. What's up? Home of the Rams in Southgate. Southgate Park, nice little golf course. Jay Tellis is watching us.
That was a nice hook on the inside from Mercado. It was during an exchange. I think Mike's the guy coming forward, and Sanchez is letting his hands go more when they're in close. And what you'll notice, Beto, about Sanchez, when he does mix it up on the inside, he'll go to the body with both hands, kind of like a quick shoe shine, and then pop something up top.
Blood from the right eyebrow of Mike Sanchez, and we'll talk to Caiz Jr. in between rounds and see if it was a headbutt or if it was a result of a punch.
I'm guessing it was a butt. That was a nice straight right from the outside, landed by Mercado.
And you hear Caiz saying, no talking. All right, it's good, it's good.
Oh, that was a straight left landed by Sanchez that knocked Mercado back on his heels momentarily.
This one's scheduled for 8, our main event inside the Omega Products International warehouse. No fans allowed. It still feels weird with no noise. And I know the fighters can hear us. The corners can hear us.
Oh, that cut is bleeding now. It's not bleeding into his eye, but
it's a
I
good
wonder if it's creating a sense of urgency in Sanchez.
John,
Definitely let his hands go more this round.
John Ramirez checking in from Montclair. He's going for bad ways.
That was a close round.
Caiz. And we'll see what trying to get his attention. Referee Raul Caiz Jr. What we got?
Headbutt.
Headbutt? Accidental? Got it. So accidental headbutt on the right eyebrow of Mike Sanchez. Good camera work right there. That's Israel Mercado. And here you see them working. Got the Q-tip on that cut. Saul Ochoa, the cut man in the corner. Kyle Hugo is watching us in the 5.62. What up, Kyle? Need some new golf clubs, man. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Gail, of course we're going to interactive check. I told you. Do it different here at Thompson Boxing. The third round of action, scheduled for 8. Bethel Duran, Doug Fisher, Jessica Rosales, our main event. Israel Mercado, if you're just joining us, in the blue. Nicaragua Roots. Pomona kid. As Henry Ramirez, his trainer, said he needed the proper guidance in his young career. This is his second fight with Henry. And you see him, as they say in Spanish, ponte las pilas, where he's locking in, and that's what he's doing here in his young career.
No punch, no punch. Step back, no punch.
Both guys had their moments in the second round. We saw a hook on the inside from Mercado. We saw straight rights to the head and the body. We saw straight lefts landed by Sanchez. We saw body punches landed by Sanchez in close.
That's a good one.
I think if a fighter had an edge in the second round, I give it to Sanchez just because he was the aggressor and he was letting his hands go a little bit more.
Drea Uloa watches us from Ontario. Normally we would be at the Doubletree in Ontario. Great nachos. Thomas Brader watching from the UK. We're in the UK. Originally from Utah, but I'm watching in the UK. All right, all right. Will Martin, too slick. And also shout out to the last round. Last round 12 is where you want to follow them on Twitter.
Is that the podcast?
Yeah, it's the podcast. They do a good job.
They do.
Danny and Shep. Danny Z Boxing, M Shep 10. They are now at episode 102. So congratulations for them. Everybody starts a podcast. And then after 5 of them, you realize, damn, this is hard.
Consistency is difficult, keeping that thing going.
It is. If they join some fun now, Sunday Fun Day, Beto and Doug. So when am I going to get on the podcast, guys? Cool, appreciate it, thanks. Joel De La Hoya checking in with us.
What's up, Joel?
Joel, when are your guys fighting, Joel? When is Diego De La fight? When are any of your guys going to fight, man? And since they're not fighting, why don't you take me to Riviera to play some golf, man?
Mercado's having some success with his jab. He's controlling the distance with it in this round.
Ulises Reyes, saludos. Oh, we're even getting Spanish shout-outs. All right. I ain't translating that one.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah, that's a whole paragraph right there. Man. Que página. That's all I remember from Spanish, too.
This is an interesting round. I think Mercado has limited the number of punches that Sanchez has landed on him, but Sanchez he's in there trying. Mercado hasn't been letting his power punches go, although he landed a nice 1-2 combination there. Sanchez is trying to get in there and rough him up, but wasn't very effective.
Surge watching in Fontana.
Is that Big Surge?
No, different Surge. This is Karma Surge. That's the corner of Israel Mercado. Bad waves. He's 8-0, 7 KOs.
And see, if you looked at that record, you would think, okay, this guy is all search and destroy. But he's showing us his boxer tendencies so far in this match.
Thomas Brader's in Nottingham.
Oh,
the
Nottingham.
UK.
Hey, that's the home of the Cobra. Carl Frampton, future Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
Daniel Romero checking in, said, let's go Israel Mercado. George Gonzalez, Colton in the house. And you guys are just throwing everything over there. Ulises Reyes, saludos. We go to the fourth round, scheduled for 8. A tough one, a close one, between Israel Mercado, Mike Sanchez. Cesar Campos, another excellent cut man, checking in. Ringo in Staten Island, New York City. There
Staten Island checking in, huh?
Yeah,
I
Ringo
like that.
Miranda. Marcos Hernandez saying, go Raiders. Come on, bro, not today. Will Coker says, I miss watching from ringside. This is the next best thing for you. There you go. We do it for you guys here. The next one will be December 20th.
A tactical battle so far, Beto.
Yep. Somebody needs to pull away.
Yeah. And they're both exhibiting different versions of ring generalship. Sanchez, it's to close the distance, to bring the fight to his opponent. And with Mercado, he's playing keep away, trying to stay at range. And I think that's where he gets his power.
Well, this fight wasn't even supposed to happen. They wasn't scheduled, but because Michael Dutchover's fight fell out, Richard Brewer's fight fell out, Thompson Boxing able to call these two up. And like,
That's
hey,
a good point.
You're in the area.
Yeah.
Are you in shape?
Right.
And that's the big thing.
And they are. Yeah, you can tell. They are in shape. And there you can see I scored the first 2 rounds for Sanchez, the third round for Mercado. I thought he was the ring general, the better ring general in the third frame. He was in control of the distance and the tempo. Didn't land a lot. I'd like to see him let his hands go a little bit more. Sanchez is in there trying to let his hands go, and that's why he won the first 2 frames.
Como siempre, saludos a Julius Julianes. De Venezuela, ¿que no, Julius?
Mercado can move about the ring. The guy's got he's got good footwork. He's got head and upper body movement. I need to see a little bit more aggression, though.
This is what I love about
these rounds are up for grabs.
Yeah, they're up for grabs, though. They're quick. They're well matched. And when a fighter gets done with his fight, he goes and watches this. As Macario Del Castillo, the guy who fought the fight before this, who lost, is now in his locker room watching
Is he?
this fight.
Oh, cool.
What up, Scrapyard Dog? Good body shot.
Yeah, that
landed by
was
Sanchez.
Nice left, right to the sternum.
They're evenly matched. Skill level the same, experience level of pros are on the same. It's a matter of who's going to be able to separate themselves in these middle rounds.
Mercado is avoiding getting hit. He's doing a good job of it, but in my opinion, he's not hitting back enough. It's Sanchez who's in there grinding, trying to get the fight started really in earnest.
All right, done with 4. How do you have it if you're watching on Facebook? Let us know. And don't be like, oh, I'm related to him, so I'm going to give him the round. Like, honestly, because this is a tough one. This is a tough one.
This is a tough one.
That's why I don't keep score. I look at the comments.
You know what? I just scored round 4 for Sanchez. You know, he was in there trying to make the fight for 3 minutes of the round. He wasn't that effective, however. But on the flip side, Mercado really didn't land that much. He landed his jab, did a lot of moving around and blocking shots, but you don't win rounds just by not getting hit. You have to land punches. I think Sanchez landed enough clean shots to just to edge that round.
Mike Mulligan checking in from Buffalo, New York says, where can I get fights from Japan, guys? I'm telling you, follow on Twitter, Tim Boxeo, Timboxeo. He has links to everything. And at this time right now, I want to send a big shout out to a gentleman who wrote us a letter here at Thompson Boxing. Vinny from New York.
Oh, yeah.
I believe he's in his 80s and just said,
good for him.
Thank you guys. My grandson was able to connect my the stream in his assisted living home. Don't tell the nurses that I'm watching this, but he's a big-time fan, and he was able to connect with them, especially during this pandemic. He's a huge fight fan. So Vinny from New York, Vinny, we need to get more information about you because
Yeah.
we want to send you a Thompson Boxing care package, a
Oh, yeah.
shirt, a hoodie, anything, a towel. We
Yeah.
want you represented for us, Vinny. So Vinny from New York, we appreciate
We're fans
you.
of Vinny because Vinny's fans of us. He had some
Yeah.
nice things to say about our commentary.
Yeah,
Jessica included, of course.
Yeah, of course. Beth Duran, Doug Fisher, Jessica Rosales, Paula Fornia leading the way, Jeanette Gonzalez, Alex Campanova, and everybody involved with Thompson Boxing. It's looks like a big time show, but it's a few people getting the job done. Everybody wearing multiple hats except for me and Doug.
Some nice body shots landed by both fighters. Mercado is more accurate, but he's not as busy. Sanchez is definitely outworking Mercado. And he really started this round 5 strongly. A lot of energy, controlled aggression. He's having a hard time consistently landing on Mercado. Mercado is very good defensively speaking.
Archbishop Stubbs says, is the warehouse any cooler now compared to the last show? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, about 20 degrees cooler, bro.
Yo, heaven and hell.
Yeah.
My makeup it was hell last time.
Yeah, my makeup isn't melting, so I'm looking good. I look 35 today, bro. I look good. and that's also a big factor because the fighters are more comfortable in here too.
Yeah.
Saludos, Carmen Trujillo.
Nice counter right landed by Mercado. He needs more like that. We have a minute left.
Freddie Cardenas checking in. Arturo Salazar, I'm sorry, Sizzler. We gonna sizzler. We gonna sizzler. The white man can't jump. Even scrap. Good job by Sanchez's cut man. Stopping that flow of blood over the cut from an accidental headbutt in the third round. Clifton Heights, Pennsylvania. Well, look, Stu Shelley. He thinks Sanchez is ahead. Andy Ruiz, I see you with some good comments right there. Final seconds of the 5th. Adam Hernandez watching us in Indiana. Man, we're getting all over the United States tonight. I'll tell you this, the comments of the people on Facebook, if you're watching this, it's a smart fan, and they're seeing what's going on in this fight, Doug.
Yeah. Nice jab by Mercado, but then nothing, you know. And then nice 1-2 right down the pike. You know, I thought Mercado, he closed round 5 out pretty well, but he was just too sparing with his punch output over the first 2 minutes of the round. And then Sanchez landed on him right before the bell, and he got the round. But round 5, just like round 4, are rounds that, in my opinion, really could go either way. I think the official scorecards, if this does go the full 8 rounds, they're going to be very interesting.
Victor Davila is with Mike Sanchez at Colton representing. Devin Lotto says Mercado's going to pull away. So that you see that it's close with the fans. Bill Stevenson watching us in the Ozark Mountains.
Oh, hey. Shout out to the Ozarks. Shout out to the 417.
That's your hood, right?
That
Doug?
is my hood. Was my hood.
Okay, okay, now I only saw the show Ozark, but so where is it?
Well, Ozarks is I think it's like Ozark Lake. It's like kind of in the middle of the state. But where I grew up, it's the southern part, where the town of Ozark in the Ozark Mountains. I grew up in Springfield, which not far at all from Ozark.
International man of mystery, Doug Fisher, now repping Inglewood. As we're in the 6th round.
That's my hood now.
Israel Mercado, bad waves, 8-0, 7 KOs. He's in the blue.
He's letting his hands go a little bit more.
Mike Sanchez, Mr. Mike, 6-0-1 in the purple, the southpaw. And Francisco Salazar checks in and says,
"Oh!" I think Mercado got stunned briefly.
Yes, he did.
It was a right hook.
And when you get that O from Doug Fisher, that was legit, because Doug doesn't just throw out the O's that often. That's
keeping his composure.
The
He
biggest
seems to
punch
have
landed
recovered.
tonight.
Yeah. And the thing is, he was doing really well, and I was about to say that Mercado is the more effective of the two from the outside. Obviously, Sanchez more effective on the inside. He's the man with the shorter reach, the busier of the two. Likes to go to the body.
There you see him dig into the body.
You always wonder if the official judges are watching the body shots. Head shots are more eye-catching.
Going upstairs is Mercado in the blue.
Yeah, we've finally got some good action here.
David Gonzalez says, Israel Mercado was my student at Montclair High. Teachers checking in. Speaking of teachers, Francisco Salazar says, if you're looking for fights for Japan, follow Asian Boxing. They provide up-to-date info.
That's true.
Great job. Bill Stevenson says, I live near Branson.
Okay,
Bull
yeah, that's in
Shoals
my
Lake.
area. So he's that's the southern part of the state. Beautiful area.
We don't just do
Great
boxing,
place
we
to
do
vacation.
geography also, man.
Yeah. A lot of summer memories. You know, Branson or going right by the Arkansas border where Table Rock Lake is located. I used to do a lot of water skiing battle.
Doug Fisher, water skiing.
Water
There you
skiing,
go.
yeah.
These guys aren't skiing, they're standing up and they're trading. Israel Mercado, Mike Sanchez.
Yeah, it's been tit for tat in this round 6. Entertaining round.
Still, somebody needs to separate. Sanchez bringing it.
Stop at the bell. Stop. Hit him in the pack. Break. Box. 5 seconds.
As we head to the 7th, our main event. From
Sanchez on the hunt. Mercado was elusive. He got caught there. Let's see if we get another angle of it. Yeah, I can't tell if that was the punch that momentarily stunned Mercado. But that was a round. Round 6 was a round. I could have scored for Mercado, but went to Sanchez because of that one punch where it at least in real time, it looked like Mercado's head got jacked back and he was stunned and, forced to clinch. But it was actually a really good round for Mercado. He got a lot done in that round. And I'm seeing his talent as he moves about the ring. He's a thinking fighter, definitely. Definitely more boxer than puncher. If you looked at his record and said, 7 knockouts and 8 wins, this guy is, he's out there looking for the knockout. You were wrong. At least not in this fight.
Jeffrey Packley watching from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You're watching the 7th round between Sanchez and Mercado. Our main event on 3, 2, 1 boxing. Sunday night coming your way. 2 young fighters. As you see, Badwave trying to go to the body. Sanchez keeping his high guard with those white solid gloves. Lead left to the body. But these final 2 rounds, you're going to have to see somebody really step on the gas and separate.
That's what I'm looking for.
Rokas, you want an unofficial scorecard? I mean, what else do you want, bro? Like, do we have to give it to you every single round? Like, gee, it takes time for Doug to write down, then send it to the graphics department, type it up, and then to get it on the screen, bro. Calmado. Oh, look at that unofficial scorecard. Damn, Rokas, what else you need, bro?
And listen, I want it when I fill out my notebook, I'll have a round 10-9 for somebody, but if the round is close, I put close in the margins. And those are rounds that, in my opinion, are swing rounds. Those are rounds that I think it's realistic.
Could have gone the other way.
Yeah, one of the official judges, one or more of the official judges may have scored that for the other fighter.
And you hear the corner of Mike Sanchez saying, you got to do something. No problem, Rokas, we got you, man. Hey, man, but behind the scenes, we got to build it up a little bit, bro.
Does anybody think that Mercado was ahead or that the fight is maybe
Yeah.
even after 6 rounds?
A lot of that coming through.
Ooh, nice right hand.
That we need to see more of those
That's
heavier
the
shots from
problem.
Mercado. And the trainer here is Freddie Borreda, who actually was a pro fighter under Henry Ramirez.
He was 10-0 at one point.
Yep. He fought Victor Ortiz. So now the former fighter is going up against his former trainer. Pretty
That
cool.
happens.
The
Yeah,
small
that
world of
happens.
boxing.
Yep, that happens in this sport.
Robert and Hassan, what's happening? Appreciate you watching us, alongside with Thomas Brader. Yeah, a lot of people say they have it at 3-3. I can see that too.
I can see that, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And I can see some fatigue in the face of Sanchez, and that doesn't surprise me. He's been letting his hands go more. He hasn't been pacing himself. Mercado's definitely been pacing himself.
And we head to the 8th and final round. Appreciate everybody checking in with us. Like, kudos to these kids getting into the ring. Not making much money because it's a club show. Mike Sanchez works at Amazon in the warehouse. So thank to him for delivering all our packages.
And you made a really good point a few rounds ago. These guys were in the gym, but they weren't training to face each other. So they weren't preparing specific strategies for the other guy's style.
And
ladies and gentlemen, here at the Omega Products International Event Center. Go. This is the 8th and final round.
Lupe Contreras with the announcement of the 8th and final round. And to your point, Doug, they might be in the gym training, just waiting for a call as a last-minute replacement. And now, because of COVID, where guys test positive, you get kicked out of a bubble, that means promoters are looking for anybody. Hey, you're 135, you're this, you're Couturier. Can you get here fast, like now?
Right.
It's an interesting time right now. 8th and final round. Israel Mercado, Mike Sanchez. Y como siempre, saludos a nuestro gran amigo Don José Vitela. Primero mirando el béisbol con los Dodgers, ahora el boxeo. Here we go. Yeah, Marky the cut man, he's in there. And the corner of Sanchez telling him, you got to come in close. You got to do something. Cut the ring off. Sanchez in the purple. They're yelling at him, finish. Adam Hernandez, knock this fool out.
Who does he want to knock who out?
Knock this fool out, Israel Mercado. I mean, where else are you going to get the announcer saying knock this fool out? Uppercut from Mercado. You see Henry Ramirez in the corner yelling, beautiful shot to Mercado. Good shot landed now by Sanchez in the purple. Halfway through the 8th and final round. See Bad Waves now bouncing around, a little pep in his step. The Nicaraguan fighter representing Pomona.
I think that's good for his style. Since, for this fight at least, he's more of a stick and mover.
See Sanchez's mouth wide open. He might be gassed here in this round.
He's tired. And Mercado is not tired.
No, looking good.
He's got great composure. Definitely of the two lightweights, I would say Mercado is the boxer with the more talent, the more natural talent, and the ring savvy. And that would probably speak to the amateur experience. You know, he had more than 100 fights. Sanchez had 25. Sanchez, however, is the boxer with more of the competitive spirit, the fighter instincts. And I appreciate it. Yeah, and I appreciate it. You know, but he's not sloppy. No. He's got decent technique.
These guys are good young fighters. You can see them getting used again, and they could be dangerous for one of those up-and-coming prospects. And that'll do it. 8 good rounds. They go the distance. Israel Mercado, Mike Sanchez. How do you have it at home? Leave your comments on the Facebook as it'll go to the judges' scorecards. 3-2-1 boxing. Bethel Duran, Doug Fisher, Jessica Rosales. Eric Garcia has Israel up 5-3. Okay, see Mercado up 5-3.
I have it the opposite.
You have Sanchez up 5-3.
Yeah, Sanchez up 5-3.
Rokas has 5-4, so we could see all three of those.
Yeah.
And we'll come back, and you see Doug's unofficial scorecard. He has Sanchez winning by 2 rounds. We're going to take a quick break. Keep leaving the comments of who you have winning this fight. We'll be back with more 3-2-1 Boxing.
Discover the advantages of the Henry Fortifiber 123 moisture control system. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Choose the weather barrier, add the flashing, then finish up with the Henry Moist Top Sealant. Done. No guessing, no gambling. Just the winning confidence you get from our compatible systems.
Experience the world's largest compatible cordless system. Makita's LXT batteries take you from power tools to outdoor power equipment. The blower delivers power comparable to a 24cc gas model. From the job site to your home, reach speeds of 116 miles per hour. Use Makita's cordless products anytime, anywhere. One system, endless possibilities. Now get 2 extra free batteries.
Full distance of 8 rounds. We consult the official scorecard to determine a winner. Judge Diverger scores about 80-72. Judge Geis, 79-73. And Judge Stevens scores at 77-75. All 3 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. From Pomona, California, Israel Badways Mercado.
Mercado gets the decision, unanimous decision.
Yeah, wide spectrum of scores. 80-72 on one of the official scorecards.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I saw a different fight. I guess the official judges here were more impressed with the excellent defense, ring generalship, the command of the ring, the control of distance that Mercado had. In my mind, offense wins rounds. And certainly Mercado had pinpoint accurate offense, but the volume, punches landed, from my perspective, that was Sanchez in the slight majority of rounds.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Israel Mercado and to Henry Ramirez.
Israel Mercado improves at 9-0, goes the distance. Badways stays undefeated. Mike Sanchez loses for the first time. He's now 6-1-1. I can see them running that back. I can see them doing that again.
I'd like to see that when they actually have a training camp where they can prepare for each other.
Yep.
I think we would maybe see more offense from Mercado and maybe even see a stronger pressure game from Sanchez, because I thought his pressure got to Mercado.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the scorecard. I see you, Richard Brewer, but we will be talking with Israel Mercado. He's over there walking towards Jessica Rosales. Israel Mercado, tonight's victor of the main event, is with J-Ro.
All right, joining us now, we've got Israel Mercado, who won unanimous decision tonight in our main event. First and foremost, tell us about your opponent tonight, a very competitive fight for both of you.
Definitely. My opponent, Mike Sanchez, he came to fight, to bring it all. I was out jabbing him, probably kept him on the outside a little bit for most of the rounds, and he didn't let up. He started winging shots, and he caught me a couple times, but I kept my composure and kept firing back.
Absolutely, and you know, those rounds, they were definitely going back and forth between the two of you guys. What would you say was your best punch tonight? Kind of made the difference for you?
I felt like my jab, and at times, once I got distracted on my jab a little bit, I started landing my right hand. Maybe I could have threw it a little bit more, but since he was a southpaw, it was kind of tricky. I didn't want to get caught with a stupid punch or nothing, but my jab overall.
Yeah, and so game plan for tonight, was he the opponent that you were expecting to face tonight? Did you have to make some changes in there, adjust?
Yeah, of course. I didn't think he was going to be as strong as he was, because he doesn't have that many knockouts. But he was stronger than I expected, so definitely had to change the game plan a little bit. I thought I was going to have to chase him down a little bit more, but I guess it was the other way around. But for the most part, I just had to keep my composure and just adjust to him, since I never seen him, never in my life. Maybe it seemed like a little clip, so it was a surprise.
Yeah, and you talk about looking at his record and seeing that he doesn't have too many knockouts.
Right.
Looking at your record, most of your wins have come by way of knockout.
Right.
Going into this fight tonight, were you expecting to maybe end the night a little bit early?
No, but I knew it was a possibility that I could have got him with a shot and made it caught his attention. But no, I was ready to go the 8 rounds, and I was kind of happy I went the 8 rounds just to know how it feels. First time fighting 8 rounds, I went the distance, and I felt good. I felt like I could have went 2 more.
All right, so first time at 8 rounds. Was there any point before the 8th round that you were kind of feeling the effects of this fight going into those deep waters?
Not at all. Not at all. I felt like I could, like I said, I could have gone 2-3 more rounds, and I felt good. I had a good win coming in, and I just fought August 22nd, so I just stayed in the gym, working, sparring with all the guys over in Riverside, and was ready, prepared for this fight, so it was a good thing.
All right, and so for everybody at home, we did have a lot of people that were commenting, whether it was on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it was.
Right.
They were taking part in the conversation tonight. A lot of people giving some love, doing some shout outs. I think one of your former high school teachers was even watching the fight
really?
tonight. So is there anything you want to say to everybody that tuned in tonight?
Just thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Be ready for some more fights. I want to keep fighting better and better opponents, undefeated guys with good records, positive records, and shout out to everybody, my team, Henry, my pops, Ernesto Mercado, my whole family, all my family from Nicaragua tuned in, everybody, all the Latinos, all Nicaraguan people, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
And not too much of a break between your last fight and this fight. So how much of a break are you going to be taking this time?
Shoot, I'm ready to go again. I feel good. Hopefully I don't have too many scratches. Haven't seen myself, but I feel good. My hands feel good. I'm ready to go.
Those 8 rounds didn't phase you then. You're ready to go.
No, it was fun.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the time again.
Yeah,
Israel Mercado getting the unanimous decision win tonight in our main event. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Cool. Thank you.
As always, great job, Jessica Rosales. Congratulations to Israel Mercado on the victory. Back here, ringside, Beto Duran, Doug Fisher. 3 good scraps today, Doug. Let's start with the first one. Lázaro Vargas. It lasted, 25 seconds?
Yeah, that actually wasn't a good scrap, but a good performance.
But I like what we see from him.
We got a taste. What's the old showbiz adage? Leave them wanting more?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want more. I want to see more of Vargas, definitely.
And then in our co-feature, Esteban Munoz, Stone Hands, got the unanimous decision, but had to work for it against Micario del Castillo.
The character of the night. Yes.
Yeah. He walked in with a t-shirt that said Lumpia Strength Company. We're going to respect that for you. And then our main event, Israel Mercado gets the victory over Mike Sanchez. We both thought it was a lot closer than what the judges indicated.
Yeah, so did the people watching.
Yeah.
I think Francisco Salazar had it a draw, 76-76.
I
could see that. I could see Mercado winning, let's say, 5 rounds to 3. So 77-75 either way. That shutout scorecard, I didn't quite get that.
Yeah.
But you can't deny the talent that both of those young lightweights showed us tonight. Mercado definitely more of the boxer.
Yep.
More natural talent, good defense, great ring generalship. We know he has power because he's got 7 knockouts, or had 7 knockouts and 8 wins coming into this fight. Maybe the next time we see him, he lets that right hand go a little bit more, lets the hands go in general just a little bit more.
And the next time we will see you, December 20th, Thompson Boxing Promotions, 321 Boxing, back here at Omega Products International, which Mr. Ken Thompson just told us it's 122,000 square feet. So if he wanted to have 8,000 fights in here, he probably could right now. But once again, thank you to all the sponsors for 321 Boxing. Couldn't do it without you. And of course, thank you, the fans, interacting with us. We tell you it's your show. We see you. We see all the comments. And we appreciate you, because without you, we don't have a job. The fights will go on, but me and Doug ain't got no job. So keep on leaving the comments. Appreciate everybody using the hashtag 321Boxing. For more archive fights, go to the Thompson Boxing social media pages on Instagram, and also on the YouTube page and the Facebook page, and you can see a lot of what's going on behind the scenes. For Doug Fisher and my partner Jessica Rosales, I'm Beto Duran, saying thank you to everybody at Thompson Boxing, Mr. Ken Thompson, Alex Campanovo, Jeanette Gonzalez, Paula Fornia, the Pahars, everybody, the camera crew. We only have 4 camera shooters. Like normally you're gonna have 15. We have 4, and it looks this good. So we can't do it without the people behind the scenes. So thank you guys so much. We will see you December 20th. Good night, and enjoy the Thanksgiving's coming up at this.
Yes, it is.
All right, so enjoy Thanksgiving. We will see you December 20th on 321 Boxing.